Welcome to the second part of the significance of Ramayana as a continuation to the significance of the number 7, which is representative of the 7 Kundalini chakras. It was mentioned that Ramayana is filled with extensive use of the application of the 7. In Kishkinda Kanda, Rama uproots 7 trees with 1 arrow at the request of Sugriva to prove his ability. In Yuddhakanda, Lakshmana simultaneously releases 7 arrows on Ravana. The last battle between Rama and Ravana took place for 7 days. All this points to the fact that Valmiki was a worshipper and a practitioner of Kundalini energy. So this is a significant. So Kundalini energy is vital and plays significant role. And the Kanda, which is known as the stem of the lotus, what does it signify? The cross section of the stem of the lotus is having very many holes with varying dimensions, varying diameters. Through these holes, the nourishment is drawn to the lotus flower by the capillary action. This situation is similar to the Kundalini flow or circulation within the body. Here, the lotus represents unbiased witness mode of operation or kamacharana. Lotus is identical 360 degrees, so hence it is unbiased. Hence, the underlying message of Valmiki Ramayana in making the division of 7 kandas is those who operate like lotus will be able to draw unconditional nectar of universal cosmic energy in the form of nourishment. So let us run through the 7 kandas of Valmiki Ramayana. These are Balakanda, Ayodhya Kanda, Aranya Kanda, Kishkinda Kanda, Sundara Kanda, Yuddha Kanda and Uttrakanda. In these, Balakanda is mapped to Muladhara Chakra, Ayodhya Kanda to Swadhisthana Chakra, Aranya Kanda mapped to Manipuraka, Kishkinda Kanda mapped to Anahata or Heart Chakra, Sundara Kanda mapped to Visuddhi Chakra, Yuddha Kanda to Agna Chakra, and finally Uttarakanda to Sahasrara Chakra. Balakanda provides strength and nourishment of plant species like baby nourishment. Reading Balakanda not only provides nourishment of a child, but carries the impressions of the past lives. Balakanda Parayana is equivalent to 60,000 years of life. Balakanda provides stability and nourishment to the spine. So Balakanda Parayana reading activates the Muladhara Chakra. Ayodhya Kanda teaches the qualities of being a king, while Balakanda promotes the personality of growing child. The Ayodhya Kanda promotes the moral values, various interactions of an adult, various values of adult life, like being a king, son, friend, disciple, husband, etc., various roles of an adult. Ayodhya Kanda Parayana teaches all these qualities. The characteristics of these characteristics are imbibed in Swadhisthana Chakra. So Ayodhya Kanda activates the Swadhisthana Chakra. This training is for 12 years. Aranya Kanda teaches us there is no difference between individuals expelled from kingdom or stripped of their royalty and the wild animals, untamed animals living in the forest. Those who operate in this fashion will scale to the new heights of luxury. The various colors exhibited by Maya Lady or elusive deer represents the Manipura Chakra. And the Karmacharana. Manipura Chakra is closely associated with the Karmacharana. So Ayodhya Kanda activates Manipura Chakra. This training is for 13 years. Kishkinda Kanda promotes heart feelings. It activates heart feelings. It strengthens the friendship, love, affection, etc. Promotes heart chakra or Anahata Chakra. Kishkinda Kanda time scale is for 10 months. Sundara Kanda Parayana triggers the activation of Visuddhi Chakra. It gives the maximum benefit in the shortest possible time. The reason for this is the shattering the Maya or illusion effects. Karmacharana performed in a fearless state or beyond Maya state will always yield fruitful results. Sundarakanda Parayana, one gets training the benefits of 11th form of Rudra known as Ekadasa Rudra. One gets the blessings of 11th form of Rudra known as Ekadasa Rudra. The air element, god of air element, the Meru mountain energy known as Meru Parvata, Kamarupa or ability to acquire new identity. All these are hidden in Sundarakanda. All these are possible because of the shattering of Maya or illusion. Sundarakanda time scale is just about a day. So Yuddhakanda Parayana makes the individual to get connected with the inner Guru. The sixth chakra, Agna Chakra, is the GPS for the human body. The boat that is capsized in the middle of the sea needs help of a guru in the form of GPS. The rough weather the boat experiences in the middle of the sea is like a war zone. It happens for not being able to turn inward. Therefore, Yuddhakanda Parayana provides training to turn inward and preaches the warlike situation for not able to turn inward. That means the warlike situation is the training to turn inward. Those who get vexed up in the external warlike situation turn inward eventually to seek inner Guru blessings. So Yuddhakanda time scale is for 2 months. Those who reach the inner Guru will be able to surpass the gulf between the 6th and 7th chakra and reach Sahasrara chakra. Uttarakanda Parayana will pave way towards reaching Sahasrara chakra. This hypothesis is well supported in the form of Saptamam Daiva Chintanam, meaning if human efforts are proportional, equivalent to 6 proportions, the contribution of the divine forces will fill the remaining. That is the seventh proportion is taken care by the divine forces. So if the essence of Balakanda till Yuddhakanda are followed meticulously, then the fruit of all the kandas will surface in Uttarakanda. Hence, the activation of Sahasrara Chakra. It is believed in our body the Uttara Dwara or corridor of the north is Sahasrara. Time scale for Uttarakanda is just under 11,000 years. So it seems even after getting 6 chakras activated, we have to wait a significant amount of time to reach Sahasrara Chakra. This is because the region between Agna Chakra and Sahasrara Chakra is an abyss. So there's a big gulf between the two, and one has to be fearless to jump into that abyss, that bottomless pit. So it takes time for to acquire that fearless state. So the remaining part we will cover in the next episode. Thank you.